and it is being housed near there today. And before the day of resurrection, the staff of Musa alayhi salam and the tabut will be brought out for all to see. For all to see. We will be aware of what a great find the Ark of the Covenant is, for we will see its fantastic powers revealed. There is something else that is also there. Those who are Bible-believing Christians or Jews will also have a problem. When the Ark of the Covenant is found, and the relics of the Prophet Musa alayhi salam, the tablets, are brought out, due to the fact that we know the Jewish and Christian texts have been tampered with, they are going to be in for a rude awakening when they compare their texts with the preserved tablets and find that they are not all at all in agreement. To say that this will lead to a theological shockwave through the Jewish and Christian communities is an understatement of the greatest proportions. We will know when the Ark of the Covenant will be brought out from Lake Tiberias. It is not something that we will be able to deny. It is not something that we will be able to dismiss easily. It will be something that is clear, that is decisive, and that is absolutely wondrous. I ask all of you, myself and you, that we return to studying the signs of the day of resurrection, be they minor or major, in a systematic fashion, not for our entertainment, but rather for our knowledge and our preparation of a day that is coming in which all will tremble in the sight of Allah. The Ark of the Covenant, when it is revealed, will be one of the most awesome finds that this world will have ever come across. It is currently referred to as the lost Ark of the Covenant. And every year, just as there are people who search frantically for the Ark of Noah, alayhi salam, there are people just as frantically and just as frenetically dedicate their time to seeking out any location where there has been a rumor or word of mouth that the Ark of Covenant has been sighted there. The fact that there have been so many claims and hoaxes and false alarms regarding the Ark of the Covenant is evidence that it is extant among us. Perhaps it could be better facilitated if I gave the example of Gray's Law. Gray's Law is an economic principle that states that the fact that the counterfeit money exists is clear evidence that there is authentic money extant somewhere in the world. Well, likewise, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's revelations have their Gray's Law. The fact that there are imposter prophets shows that there are true prophets that have passed. The fact that there are false signs shows that there are true signs then and now. The fact that there are false revelations shows that there are true books and revelations, the final and most complete of them being the Qur'an. And the fact that there are false sightings of the Ark of the Covenant shows indeed, without any doubt, that the authentic Ark of the Covenant must be present. For if there was no authenticity, there would be nothing to imitate or make counterfeits of. Therefore, let us not lose heart and believe that just because something has not been found, that therefore that thing must not exist. Because this is the common argument of the scientist. Because something has been mentioned and they have not found it or seen it, therefore it must not exist. Do not allow your hearts to be shaken by what the scientists have said. Do not allow yourselves to lose hope. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us clearly that He will bring about this affair, and that our job is only to preach the faith. It's not our job to make them believers. We can only present the faith. We can only preach it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said, فَإِنَّمَا عَلَيْكَ الْبَلَاغُ وَعَلَيْنَا الْحِسَابِ. Indeed, you are charged with propagating the message. And it is for us to reckon them. This is taken from Surah Al-Ra'd, the 13th surah, ayah 40. So don't worry if you preach this message to them and that you find there are some people who do not believe, that are rejecting the existence of the Ark of the Covenant, the existence of the Ark of Nuh alayhi salam, the existence of the stone tablets, the existence of the prophetic miracles of the Qur'an, the existence of the historical personages of the prophets alayhim salam. Do not feel down, because your job is not to force them to believe. Your job is not to judge them if they don't believe. Your job is to present the faith of Islam in a clear, lucid, and dynamic way, to where there is no longer any gray area left. So if they reject it, they reject it clearly based on how it has been presented to them, as has been passed down unbroken for the last 1400 years. They are not rejecting it because of your personal character towards them. They are not rejecting it because of your rudeness towards them. They are rejecting it because it was presented by you and myself in a way that is so clear and lucid, only those who truly disbelieve could reject it. And when they do reject it, do not lose heart and become vengeful, because it is upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to take care of that, as He has said in Surah Al-Ra'd, the 13th surah, ayah 40, that it is for Him to do the reckoning. So do not give up. Keep your strength. Keep your faith. Continue to preach. Believe. And do not give up. As a closing point, I want to bring something to our attention so that we do not forget. I have mentioned time and time again that we have been charged to preach this faith. We have been charged to preach it. And that if we do not preach this faith, we can be held accountable. We can definitely be held accountable. But if we have preached, we have nothing to feel ashamed of if they disbelieve. Take stock of this passage where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, وَمَنْ كَفَرَ فَلَا يَحْزُنْكَ كُفْرُ إِلَيْنَا مَرْجِعُهُمْ فَيُنَبِّئُهُمْ بِمَا عَمِلُوا إِنَّ اللَّهَ عَلِيمٌ بِذَاتِ الصُّدُورِ. And whoever disbelieves, do not let their kufr, their unbelief, cause you to mourn. They will be returned to us. Then we will inform them of what they used to do. Indeed, Allah knows of what is in the chests of men. This is from Surah Luqman, the 31st Surah, Ayah 23. But this ayah could only be used for someone that is downtrodden because they have preached the faith and some haven't believed. There is no point being downtrodden that the people haven't believed when you have not preached the faith. It must be understood that it is compulsory upon us to preach the faith to all and sundry. Then, if people do not listen, we can sometimes feel discouraged. But there is no point feeling discouraged when you haven't even presented the faith to the people. Because that is not being discouraged. That is a self-defeating attitude. We have to resist that. We have to resist that attitude. And wake up and shake off years, maybe even decades of complacency. Many of our institutions, our Islamic teaching institutions in the West, are either in a state of apostasy or are founded upon the principles of apostasy, meaning that theologically they have another master that they are serving. So it is up to us to stand up and correct with book and sunnah when we clearly see things that are wrong. So our preaching is inward, which is internal, and outward, which is external. We have a duty. We have a command. We have a compulsory order that is being given to us. And we must act upon it. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.